What's up guys, Vil here, Crave Automotive, and behind me we have not a Land Cruiser. I know we've had some awesome Land Cruiser builds through the shop lately. If you haven't checked it out, check out our Arctic Truck AT37 build. And this is a 2024 Tacoma, and on this we have a nice OEM Plus style build with an Alu-Cab mod cap.
A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just installing a water tank for the mod cap assembly. It's going on a new 4th gen Tacoma over there. Water tank's great because it spreads out the load evenly across the whole camper.
What lift did you install on the Tacoma?
Install the Dobinson IMS lift kit on there. Should be about an 1 to 2 inch lift kit, so it's really moderate. Only 285s on it. So a relatively small tire for a new gen Tacoma.
What are you putting on the bolts?
We put a bit of grease on the bolts because they're stainless. So when you're fastening them, if they can what's called gulling, which is when it pretty much strips out. So put a little bit of grease on there, and you don't want to send it home with like a electric tool of any sort, like an impact or nothing, because that's how you ruin stainless fasteners, unfortunately. It's going good. We just got the Alu-Cab structure now on the vehicle, which is pretty sweet. Getting everything lined up and ready for sealing further, and then get the tent on. So this is one of my favorite parts of the Alu-Cab camper right here. Newport Dickinson P9000 heater, made in Surrey, BC. So Canada made, we love that here. Cranks up to 4,500 BTUs on high, and just keeps you warm throughout the winter, so you can go winter camping all year long. Doesn't matter. Just the GP Factor power panel here that's being outfitted to run all of his lighting accessories and whatnot. We've got his cutting board, got the whole propane, everything's plumbed in, the heater's plumbed in. Got a 270-degree awning. The mosquito nets are all installed. Water tank is fully plumbed and routed as well. I'm also just working on routing some of my dual battery setup wiring for the charge controller and all that. So yeah, we're making really good progress on this build. We also got the slide out table up top. And yeah, it's going pretty smooth so far.
What's up guys, Bill here, Crave Automotive. Today we have not a Land Cruiser. We have a 2024 Tacoma with a Alu-Cab mod cap on it. This truck is maybe not quite as wild as all the other trucks that we've been building lately, but it's still got some really cool stuff and I can't wait to show you all about that. On the front of the truck is a DV8 front bumper which houses a winch and everything that you kind of need for self-recovery. For the wheel and tire package, we actually stuck with the OEM wheels, 17s, they look great. In our opinion, that's all we needed on this vehicle. And for the tire, we upsized it to a 285/70/17. This is the Geolander AT4. This is an all-terrain and all-season tire that performs great in snow, rocks, mud, what have you, and it looks awesome. This is a really good option for anybody that's looking to not change the tires in the wintertime and just run something all year round. For the suspension on the truck, we decided to work with Dobinson IMS suspension. For the front, we have a heavy-duty coil which allows for that winch and front bumper to keep you at a 2-inch lift height. And on the rear, we have the Dobinson 821 rear springs, which allows for this whole camper and the interior build-out to drive nice. The IMS suspension is a maintenance-free, really nice driving suspension, and it's really going to be able to handle all this additional load on this vehicle. Jumping into the back seat here, we have a Fart Systems 100% seat delete. This is also going to house a fridge, likely Dometic 55 or something like that. And then in the back here, we also house the dual battery setup. So if you look in here, you'll see that we have an Epic 105 battery, as well as a Redarc BCDC Alpha 50 charger. This allows us to both have our DC charging as well as our MPPT charger for the solar that's on this tent. And it's just a nice, easy, clean setup. It also allows back charging to your starter battery, which allows you to actually jumpstart this truck and actually use that second battery if you ever are in that kind of a situation. In the future, we'll also have Starlink on this truck. We're just waiting for that Sherpa roof rack to arrive. Final items on the outside here, we have a Alu-Cab table. This is a great feature to have. It's something that we also have to install right at the start of these builds. It's not something that's easily added in the future. So if you are looking at a mod cap or something similar, make sure you add the table. It's a great feature, it's nice to have. We also have a 270-degree awning, and we actually installed some LED lights on the bottom of that, which allows you to have some illumination at camp at night on the outside of the vehicle. Let's open this thing up. For the interior, we decided to do something really basic. This is actually our Crave specific interior build from Fart Systems. They are local to Calgary and they do amazing work. Everything's custom, everything is the way that you want it. So no cookie cutter stuff. You can basically tell them what you want and they'll build it. So for this, we have a galleyway with 2 side benches, which allows you to kind of hang out. I just have a nice place to sit and get out of the inclement weather. And we also have storage underneath, which allows us to put our pots and pans, stove, anything like that in here as well. On the front, we have a electrical cabinet. So if the customer decides to, in the future, add a Blue Eddy, Goal Zero, anything like that, they can easily do that. It is vented so that you can get air through in there, and you can just use it for storage in the meantime. On the front, we have the Alu-Cab water tank with the water tank bag. Allows for storage of smaller gear. On the back, we have a GP Factor panel for the electrical system. This allows us to turn on the lights, the anything else, other electrical accessories like that in the camper. It allows us to also turn everything off without having to hit the individual switches, which is really nice. This is a really nice setup from GP Factor, in my opinion. And then obviously we've got the Mozzie Midgie nets. We get bugs here in the summer, so that's nice to have. And on the back of the camper, we also have the Dickinson propane heater, which allows to just take that edge off, heat up the camper, and it's just such a nice clean install that it's an obvious choice for one of these systems. Jumping back out, we just have the GP Factor propane mount. These are awesome. They're nice and sturdy and they look the part. We have a 11-pound propane tank on here, which allows for not only to feed that heater, but also for the propane outlet on the outside here, which allows us to cook when we are at camp. So we have a GP Factor table here, nice cooking prep surface, and then on the other side here is that propane outlet as well. And then obviously on these trucks we have a gravity feed water system as well. So that kind of wraps it up for the whole build here. I'm super happy with it. Rob's super happy with it. And yeah, we've got a few more mod cab builds actually in the process. We actually just finished our shop Tacoma as well. We're super stoked about the product, and I think that it's the perfect setup for most people looking to get into a camper.